everyone. This is your girl Keisha, and welcome to Perfecting My 360. Here we spotlight and celebrate people in the community. And today, my special guest is Meika, aka Taji. Hey, Meika.
Hey, hey girl. Hey viewers. Yes.
Look at that big old smile. I love it. I love it. How was your day today?
My day was actually really chill towards the beginning and everything. And then it got busy out of nowhere. And I was like, okay. But luckily for me, I get off at 4 o'clock. So I was like,
You were
bye
out of it.
guys. And I was that.
So, let what do you do for work? Wait,
Well,
what,
I'm I'm sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, I'm a customer care, I want to say representative, customer care coordinator. And basically, I'm like the middleman. So I coordinate everything. So let's say the global account manager is like, I need you to change the ship date or get this to ship sooner. So basically, I'm the middleman in between. I work with the team to get the dates updated, get product to clients. Once it gets to clients, if it's damaged or have issues, I'll put in a replacement order, get it out to them so it's basically a new product, same thing but just not damaged.
Mm-hmm.
And all across the board, even to where if the damaged product has to come back to the warehouse. So it never stops. It's just always rotational. So yeah, that's basically what I do. I'm the middleman of the actual client and the global account manager,
So
if that
that's
makes
what,
sense.
yeah, girl. I know a liaison is the best person. That go to.
Right. Exactly, because
Let me
sometimes
let me
the
let me
client will
take care.
come to me, huh?
Yeah, let me take care of that for you.
Yeah, that's basically how it is. Like the client will come to me, hey, can you help me with X, Y, and Z? And then I'll just get it done. But I will CC the, manager on it just so they can see. But at that point, it doesn't even it doesn't require them because I've already basically fixed the issue. So yeah,
Okay.
just a
Do
middle
they
person.
work with just is it companies they work with? Is it corporate? That's what I want to say. Is it corporate or is it okay? It's all corporate. They
Yeah,
don't.
we work with like the big banks and all that, Bank of America, Citibank, all that. So when you go into the bank, you know now like how it looks really modernized and like
Mm-hmm.
spacious, and there's things that's called monitor arms. So you don't have your computer. How we had the old fashioned computers just sitting on our desk and a PC underneath.
Right.
Well, they created arms. So the arms go out like this, it attached to the back of your monitors. So if you have two monitors, they're attached to the back. So your computer monitors literally sit up.
I got you.
So you
Yeah.
have space underneath to put your stapler or whatever you want to put on your desk.
And you
But
can kind
basically
of move
save
them
the
in and
monitors.
out if
So
you need to.
yes, yes,
Yeah.
exactly. So we
Okay.
sell a lot of that. Yes.
I like
A
that.
lot of that. She said,
I
I
don't
want
have to,
that.
cause all this. I've been looking at my laptop on my desk, and I'm like, gosh, I just wish I had some space. So all I want is some space
And that's
so
what
I
it
can
is.
write.
We create space for the clients, and basically, so yeah, same thing. We would do the same for you. If you have one of our reps come there, and they'll do the same. So okay, so we know exactly what setup you need, and we also our products are eco-friendly, so they use recyclable materials or they use chemicals that are not damaging to animals or plants and stuff like that. And we do use rainwater for our cushions. So yeah, they have solar panels on top of the warehouse, which when it rains it collects all the rainwater, it gets filtered, and they literally use that water to create the cushions of the seats.
I
So
love that. Definitely,
so yeah,
girl.
trying to
I
save the
want to do
planet.
anything you can do to not cut down a tree. You know, in China, almost everything of course, it's a known thing. Like almost everything they make is bamboo because it grows so
Yeah,
wild and it's eco friendly.
exactly. Exactly. and they make
And
a lot of
I've
stuff with
seen
bamboo.
bamboo out here, so I know we can grow it. They just don't want to.
That's true.
Keep cutting down all our trees and
I know we gotta breathe.
right.
Come on.
That's I'm like I want to
We need
breathe.
the trees to breathe. Like, come on. So
Breathe.
yeah,
That's why
that's
I
even
love
we
my
have
neighborhood. It's
species.
old. It's old. Like the trees here were so old. Like anything over 100 years old, they had to cut down.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Wow.
so they
Okay.
replanted these trees. Like, and I was talking to someone else, and it was like, you know how these trees just don't last as long as they used to. Like every so often, they're dying, and they keep replanting them because they're not
Yeah.
supposed to be like uprooted from where they are, and they just supposed to grow. But we can't get nothing.
Exactly.
Yeah, can't
Yeah.
get nothing to
It's like they
grow.
grow out that fake grass. Yeah, you're right. You're
I
right.
love that. So, when you is that a place that you chose? Because you went to college. Is that what you went to college for, or you kind of?
No.
Because I was like, we go to college and then you don't ever. So, what did you
And that is me. Look, that scenario is me. What I went to college for, I am not doing in today, you know. So I went to college and I mean, you want me to just tell you? Because I was gonna tell you like my little universal and how I ended up in Miami. But
Yeah, it's this.
okay.
This is the platform for that. We telling our story. Tell us your story, girl.
So I do consider myself universal because I was born in New Orleans. And then when I was like 7 or 8, I moved to Maryland to live with my dad. And that's basically where I grew up. Elementary, high school, middle school, all of that. That's where met my besties and where we do the podcast, Drunken Threesomes.
Hmm.
And after that, I was like, yeah, I want to go to college. So I ended up going to college in Miami. I literally graduated from high school, and like normal kids, they have a summer break off and then they go to college. I
Hmm.
graduated and went straight to college. Like my summer was college. So I went straight to school. It was a 3 year college instead of 4 years. And my major was visual arts photography. So it was just beautiful. Like the first year there, I met a lot of awesome people. I am still friends with some of them. Like I've even gone out to visit and we have fun. So it's like, oh, it was beautiful. Miami was just so beautiful. But after a while, it was the school for me. Like I didn't like the school. It was just too unorganized. And I'm like, I can't just be here laying on the beach watching the sun. Like I really want to gain and do stuff. So ended up transferring to New York, to a school that was actually in Long Island. It was called SUNY Westbury. And I transferred there. I'm still with the visual arts photography, and basically I never left New York since that.
Okay. Fell in love
But
with New
really,
York.
I'm close. Yeah, I'm close to my dad still. It's like 4 hours, 4.5 hours away. But yeah, I just like got settled in New York. I finished school out here. I started working. I got jobs. And then I had a girlfriend. So, it was like, why am I going to leave my girlfriend to go back to Maryland to no job,
Mhm.
to like, the
And
best
you're in the
decision
perfect
for
place for
me.
that visual arts. I mean,
Yes, but the
New York
thing is, when I
is
graduated, we went into a recession.
how
Because I
nice is
graduated in
that?
2006, and that was like the first recession. Yeah, right when I graduated, we went into the recession. And
Hmm.
so I was like, well, I figured people are definitely not going to be buying pictures. We're in a recession. They got more important things to worry about. So me
Right.
thinking like them, I said, I got more important things to worry about too. And a girl need a job. So I had to get a job. I was at Sears Portrait Studio. So I did kind of do something in that field and I was there for a while. And then after that, I got more into the office work and yeah, I've been there ever since. But I would love to like get back into photography because that was my thing. But I think more or less more like a hobby or perhaps opening up my own photography business.
Hmm.
So, because I still love it. I do. It's just like working wise and job wise. Even right now, we're in a pandemic. I probably will be with no job. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
who is taking pictures? We can't even go outside. So
Exactly.
yeah. So I'm glad I did, in a way, pick an office job because through this pandemic, even though I've been working from home and I do love that, it
Hmm.
still like allows me to still have a job and get income. So I'm not mad at that at all. Period.
Have to be like everyone waiting for that stimulus check or waiting for
Oh
you
my
to give you that
God.
extra.
And it didn't take
Is it?
this long, the first one.
Hmm.
The first one, it didn't take this long at all.
No, it's a lot of
Like when we
people
got the
still
first
haven't
check,
gotten it.
it didn't take this long.
I'm one of them.
I know I haven't. I'm looking at my account like,
But
where
then
are you?
it's like, where's my money? Give me my
Yes,
money.
exactly. Where is my money? Like, run me my money.
Run me
Exactly.
Look that you're
I
gonna make me
think,
pay taxes on anyway.
girl, don't even get me started on that. This government, like this whole system is just trash. I can't.
Yes,
But I'm like, just give me my coins.
but I lovely
That's all.
democracy.
Give me my coins. Okay? I
Just
can't.
like, look, we might as well just go right on into that because this foolishness that happened up the street,
Uh,
like,
huh.
that,
He's not going out without a bang, and that's basically what he's saying. Like,
he's a clown. He's a
I'm gonna
showman.
set it off. Yeah, he's an entertainer. Like, I mean,
Mm-hmm.
he was like, what's the show, The Apprentice? Like,
Right.
he's an entertainer. Like, I don't understand how everybody really thought like he was a real president. He was a joke from day
And I
one.
said that.
So
This
I
people
don't
tell
know.
you
I
when
just
you listen to their reasons, he's a good businessman. We aren't running
that's
like a
it.
business. That's not how this
That's it.
works. I'm like,
It's not.
he's a
But
businessman, but he's broke. He's always
but it
filing.
also opened up my eyes.
Hmm.
It opened up my eyes to a lot of people. Like it really opened my eyes to a lot of people because he's a clown clearly, but the fact that he have like all these followers and millions of people really like believe in him, looking up to him, that goes
Hmm.
to say a lot for this country. Because I'm looking at people like you serious? Like you real serious right now? Just like they did an interview on the news with two women that were out there. Supposedly they kept saying we're protesters. And it was like, what we're trying to do, we want to go in there and grab those senators by their hair and drag them out of here if we have to. So then the
I
reporter
didn't
was
see
like,
that
but
one.
isn't that violence? Yeah, they really on
Right.
it. It was
He
on
promotes
CNN.
violence.
Yes.
He encourages violence.
But in the same breath, even the reporter, he was like, "But you just said this was a peaceful protest. Isn't that violence?" And the ladies was like, "No." It was like they're really. I'm sorry, they're dumb.
It's propaganda.
But
Like he tells them.
yes,
You know, if you repeat something to someone enough times, they start to believe it, and they repeat it enough times, they start to believe it themselves. So we got.
and that's exactly what is going on in
Hmm.
America.
Like it's crazy. I mean, all just hearing police cars going up the street. It was just one after another. Like it was just crazy. And then it's like
No, I believe it.
you see these videos like these people are letting these people in through the gates and
Yes, climbing
letting
the walls and
right. Like I'm like we
everything.
would have never been able to get that close. Never.
Never. We'd have been shot dead. Like,
Yes.
and that goes to show too.
Look,
Like,
with
look,
no
it's
warning.
all like it's so there.
Hmm.
Huh?
With no
What you
warning.
said?
No warning.
No
They would have
warning,
shot you. No.
none. So that's why I say like it's right blatantly, bluntly in our faces. And it's hard to really at this point for for me to really believe white people when they're like, I never knew, like I never knew this is going on. It's been going on for ages, for years. Before I was born, my parents was born, my grandparents was born. Like and clearly, like looking at the news, you see like racism is just at an all-time high yet again. Here we are, and it's like, I don't know, I guess the only difference is now, instead of black people being slaves, they are fighting back.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not, really just letting them have a handle on you. But I'm like, these, and it's crazy because I do work with a lot of Caucasian people. So that's another thing, I guess, because I'm not in the office, but if being in the office with all of this going on, I wonder, like, if it would kind of change the dynamic. And I don't want nobody to feel sorry for me, like, because you'll get some Caucasian, they just go extra and just go overboard just because they like, I feel bad, and
I bought you
I
two
want to make
coffees.
sure. Yeah, like I just want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, I understand your intent, but that's not it. Like, it's going to take a lot more than that, what I'm saying, to make up for what happened to my ancestors, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
like,
Like
yeah, but
one of
I
my
get it.
girlfriends,
Go ahead, yeah. One of your
like
girlfriends?
one of my girlfriends, she's white, and
Mm-hmm.
because I'm that person. I have friends of, I don't be like, oh, I'm just gonna have all black friends and just no. So whatever. She's white, and one day she came to me. We were watching something had happened, and she came to me and she was like, I'm so sorry. I was like, what are you sorry for? She was like, because my people are doing. I said, girl, you can't apologize for a people. I said, that's not you. No, we've
Mm-hmm.
been friends for like 14 years or something like that, 15 years. So I know you. Like, you can't apologize
Mm-hmm.
for what
For
someone else
you,
does.
right,
And her husband is
right.
black. Her kids are like half Hispanic, half white. Like, she's like
Yeah,
me. Like, if whoever she wants to be her friend, whoever she wants to fall in love with, that's what she does. You know.
yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that. And she's
Mhm.
not the problem. Like, she's not the problem. It's the ones who are really acting oblivious to everything, or it's the things that they're saying Black Lives Matter. And her parents got so upset in the back, like you can hear them, and they was like, no, it's not Black Lives Matter, it's all lives matter, all lives. So she's like, no, dad, Black Lives Matter. She's like, we're not talking about all lives right now. We know all lives matter, but do Black Lives matter just as much as all those other lives? So the
Mhm.
father was like, you're gonna get out my house. And then she's laughing because she's shocked. Like, she's like, I just dropped knowledge and jewels on you, and you still upset. Like, what are you upset about? She's like, Dad, your life matters too. Why are you upset? He's like, I know I matter. And then she was like, and Black Lives Matter too. And he just started upset again. And she just laughing like, dude, like, this can't be real life. And so she's like, I get it. Like, they not woke. And I was like, they're not. And they're her own parents. So it's like fighting a battle inside your own house, because some people might
Mhm.
agree with Trump, and then you have others who's like, we're with Biden, but it's all under the same roof. But I was just
Yeah,
like,
it's like that hippie time again. It's like the hippie time has come back around in the millennials. So
yeah,
they're like all peace and love, and I don't want none of this foolishness. And
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah.
a cause. It's the cause. It's because people. It's like you can't really explain something to people when they have closed minds.
Mm-hmm.
You just it's just you're wasting your breath. Keep saying the same thing over and over to them. And like the girl, you just have to laugh.
That's what she did, exactly. She just had to, because I guess she did feel like they're just not getting it. Like, no matter
Mhm.
how much I say it, how differently I say it, they're just not getting it. Like, they really are just stuck on
Those are the
this.
privileged ones, though.
And those
Those
are
are
the,
the ones who feel that
I
they're
feel like it was
privileged.
a lot of privileged people yesterday because why aren't these people arrested? Like even on the news, it's talking about, oh, we're playing back the videos. We're asking you guys if you know these people, please turn them in. But there was not a single arrest yesterday. We're talking about yesterday. People should have been arrested. Why are we out here looking to see who was up in here doing what, for y'all to now try to get them? Like they got stuff with the
They shouldn't have
airports,
even been able to
the
leave out.
hotels.
Hmm.
Exactly. Or they should have been arresting yesterday, just like at the Black Lives Matter protest. Y'all out here shooting people on site, tear gas, all of that, knocking them over, just doing anything. But yeah,
You see how
yesterday,
smoothly they were pushing them back,
yeah,
waving them
even I
over,
helped the lady down the
pushing them
stairs.
back.
Like,
And they was like, oh, the newscaster's like, oh, they're waiting for them to gather into this ball, and then they're going to push them back some more. Girl, people's losing their eyes, their lives. I mean, it was tear gas. It
they
was
were,
like
yes,
they
yes.
treated
They
the
were
Black
going to
Lives.
jail. They was being
Yes,
locked up. Like, but you
when
didn't see any
Floyd,
of that yesterday. They act worse than at a Black Lives Matter rally or protest or whatever. Like they were horrible
worse,
yesterday. I was like, oh
it was it was terrorism. It was
my
horrible. Worse. Like you
God.
are right. You just terrorized. You just committed a federal offense. You should
Hmm.
not have been able to leave that building. Where was security when Black Lives Matter came? See, this is the thing. We didn't have all of that stuff at the Black Lives Matter wouldn't have really happened if Trump didn't call in the military and the police
Hmm.
and
Hmm. Hmm.
say like do this, do what you need to do. None of that
That's
stuff was said. So because a different person was leading, because he wasn't around none after he said his little speech, his little idiot butt rolled out.
this
So
is
then we
true.
got people with common sense making decisions now.
Yeah.
So we didn't have
Yeah.
him because the Million Man March, it was not none of that.
No, it wasn't.
Right. So
It
that's
wasn't none of
because
that.
we had
Actually peaceful.
exactly because we had someone with common sense. Then when you getting someone now, sorry to say, but the police, the military, they're puppets. They do what you tell them to do because this is their job.
Yep,
I mean,
I agree.
that's the only way to say it. So
It
when
is.
they're not using their judgment and saying, "Oh, is this really right? Should we really do this?" This
Mhm.
the leader of the free world is telling us to hurt these people unnecessarily,
Exactly.
and then we get into that.
And then you do it. And it's yeah, and then it's so sad because it's like, wow, like cops and all of you guys that's out here doing this to these people, you guys have families too.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, I get it, you have a job, but at some point, you gotta stand up. Like, what are you like? Why are we doing this to these black people? They out here peacefully protest, other than like when the whole riot and they was breaking into stores and all that other stuff.
I
But
don't know why
during the
we do
day
that.
before all of that, it was very peaceful. They wasn't doing none of that extraness. And it's like, why are y'all doing all this extraness? That's what I didn't understand. And then we, the people that you're up here attacking and hurting, we're the ones who pay you. Like you're getting paid off our taxes. Like
Mm-hmm.
we're paying you to protect us, yet you're killing us. So
Right.
this is why black people are so angry. And they keep saying like, why are they so angry? And they can't understand why we're so angry. And it's like, okay, if I hear another Caucasian person talk about we don't understand why they so angry, like I'm going to show you why we so angry because it's like I don't understand how you don't understand that. Like
Yeah, because
even
they
in
don't
your
because it's not
history
them. They don't live in our skin.
and you're right, and they're privileged. But my thing is, if you don't understand it, if it's something you don't understand, don't you go and research? Like Google has everything there. If it's something you don't understand, go search it, go look. There's images, like it's videos. It'll clearly tell you, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh. I see why they're so angry. Like, don't just keep saying, why are they so angry without you actually going to do the research to see why we're so angry. So,
Because they say stuff like,
girl, I'm over
"We
this
don't live in
government.
slavery
I'm about to
anymore."
move to Africa.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
Oh,
about to move to
girl.
Africa. I'm about this country. Because the US, I know they looking at us like we're a joke. I know they really are. They laughing because I would be too. Like, as soon as I
Mm-hmm.
turn on the news, like, stupid US.
I say,
Mm-mm. I
Canada,
get it.
Canada just be looking down on us and be like, "Lord have mercy." They look at
Yes,
us. They,
yes.
somebody says something about he going Trump going to leave and go to Canada. They was like, "Nah, he can't
Send
come
him
here."
here. Look, we don't even want him back in New York.
Look,
We
send them
don't
over
even
there
want
to
him
one
here.
of them Saudi Arabian countries.
There you go. Exactly. We don't even want him back
That's what,
here in New York.
that's where we
Like,
need to send them.
I don't have time. I don't have no time.
Girl, I'm glad there was no foolishness today. I didn't hear
Yes.
anything, but they was whipping some butts last night. The lake crew, they showed some videos. Some police was that the lake crew was like, "You got me out here past my bedtime.
Yeah.
I'm about to
After
whip
late
your
night. Yeah.
right."
Because at this point, it's curfew. So now it's like anything go because y'all already knew y'all supposed to be going. So now it's after curfew. That's all I'm seeing. Like, if I slap you and you say anything to me, it's after curfew. Like, that's all
Girl,
I'm
we
going to
was
say
up
to
last
you.
night on look on laptops, phones, TVs, like the New Year's bulb was about to drop. Like 10. Waiting for something to pop off.
And it did. It was. That's what I'm saying. I'm glad they was on their best behavior today. But just get DC
Yeah.
back to what it needs to be. Get him out, and let's
Mm-hmm.
move on and really get 2021 popping because, yeah, no,
Girl, my
we can't do it.
2021 already lit. I'm
I
loving it.
know. Happy belated birthday. I saw you
Thank
up there with
you.
that whole champagne, making it rain. Okay.
Look, why my horoscope, I read my horoscope for today and it says something like it says something like I really want to tell you what it said.
Oh, what did it
It
say?
said it said, Capricorn, you're finally ready to leave someone behind for good. You just don't know how to tell them. But who said you have to tell them? Get your closure from God and move on. You don't owe anyone any explanation for choosing happiness or peace.
I know that's right.
I don't have anybody in my life that I truly want to get out but the old
Yeah.
me. And I know that sounds
Okay.
cliche, but it is not a 2020 thing. It's not a New Year's resolution. It's not new
Hmm.
year, new me. This is the new me, continuous new me. Because
Oh.
everything 2020 just started something different in me.
Hmm.
And I was like, this year I'm not doing not because everything is already set. Like schooling, massaging, and license and starting my this I'm gonna tell you, I love this more than I love massage.
Really?
I do.
But you went to
I love
school for
massage. I
massaging. You
love
ain't never
massage,
think
but
you
I
went to
love
school
this
for that.
more.
Really?
Yes,
Wow.
and it's like I thought it was
Wow.
going to be kind of a hobby because I wanted something to do on YouTube, but I wanted something community wise. So
Mm-hmm.
not I don't want to say a hobby, but something meaningful. But I
Okay.
didn't know I was going to take it as like this seriously
Mm-hmm.
and wanting to get it out, like reaching out and getting my people and and getting guests to come on. So this is like I can feel it like when I get excited when I'm about to or when I get my guests, you want to be a guest? Yes. And I'm like, I'm ready for that. Can I be a guest on your show? That's when I know I'm
Yes. Okay.
so like
Oh,
I'm
good.
looking
Just
at
keep
this
it
as
up.
hmm,
Just keep it up. Like, keep doing your thing,
yeah.
and slow progression eventually will lead you to the success. Because we're in the same boat. We're doing the drunken threesomes. We've been talking about it forever. Because,
Mhm.
okay, so let's back up a little bit.
I was about to
We
say,
always take
yeah.
trips.
Hmm.
We always take trips, and It's kind of like a once a year thing, but it's our girls thing. So, and it normally happens around Melanie's birthday. So like we'll go to Mexico or Jamaica or we'll do a cruise, but we just make sure since since I live in a different state, that at least once out of the year that we do find time to do come together and have a girls trip or do something. So that's basically like how it's different. But we have these trips and we going places and we're doing things. It's like this is like we're an adventure. I was like, we need a camera, like we need a cameraman. You know me, I'm crazy. I say anything. I was like, girl, we need a show. Like they not ready for us. We need a show. So originally I felt like the show was gonna be more like a love and hip hop where you film your everyday life, because I'd be like, things that happen, like that can't be real life. But I'd be like, it's real life. Like it really is. And it's like, that's how I felt it was gonna be. But then we thought about it and I'm like, that's gonna take a lot of work. Each of you guys are gonna have to collectively like set up cameras and stuff like that in your house, get all the video footage. Then we need someone that's gonna take the time out to take all this footage, right? And cut out and tweak stuff to make it into one episode. So I was like, that's a lot, guys. And we ain't got no money. We some broke hoes to be doing all that. Hell, like, so we kind of like was like, okay. So then we stopped talking about it. And then COVID happened, and then somehow it came back up. And I was like, well, maybe let's do it in a different way, where we kind of sit down, have this, because when we're around each other and we together, we kiki and we talk about this stuff anyway. So I was like, why not just video that? And then that's how we became the Drunken Threesomes. But it's funny because we be sipping, but if you notice, kind of towards the end of the show, we pretty much be fried, like done, like
Like, what you sipping? What
woo!
you
Yeah.
sipping on? What you sipping on today?
Yes. So, and it just became a thing. And then, it's like one week we did it, then the next week we launched it, and then we do the filming on Mondays and we air it on Wednesday. And I guess Wednesday to go with the theme, but also to give our editor time to make the edits on
Mm-hmm.
Tuesday, or if we need anything extra added before he launch it Wednesday. And then, Wednesday is hump day.
Right.
We're the Drunken Threesome. So I was like, that just goes perfectly. So that's why we chose Wednesday, because it's hump day. And that's pretty much that. But we're looking more or less like once the viewers do really pick up to kind of do it live. Melanie is more of the one who wants to do it live on
Okay.
YouTube, but I'm more of the one, like I like what we're doing now because I feel like with the live thing, there is no edits. So if somebody
Mm-hmm.
say something, saying that you like, bitch, I didn't want you to say that. Or like what I just said, like, what I'm saying? Like, we can't edit that out. Like it's
Right.
there already. It's said. Or like, let's say, just like the show, just like Melanie threw me under the bus on the last show that just aired. And she was talking about something, and so she was talking about like she met these people at this swingers club, and they're really good people. And I was like, yeah, like the swingers, they're chill. It's really no drama. I've never been to like a situation or event where it's drama. She was like, oh, what you talking about? The one that we went to? And I was like, bitch, I ain't you tell them that. Like,
Right.
tell them my business. Why I be so stuff like that is like you can't edit it out. So that's my concern about live. And then like anything can happen. Like I could be
Mm-hmm.
talking to you right now, somebody busts in my room or something. I'm like, what is you doing? I'm recording. It's like, it's just more room for error. At least I know if we're making mistakes, we can crop them, cut them out, and then air it
Look, and if you
on
want to do your bloopers, because I be like, y'all don't do the bloopers.
We do
Y'all
the
still,
bloopers. We do some of the bloopers. All right,
yeah,
I'll do more
I like
bloopers from
that.
you. We definitely be having blooper moments. Can't be serious. So yeah, I'll do more for you. I'll do more, but
I
we
gotta
normally
catch up
just
on my
like
episodes. Cause I gotta
yes,
catch up on
you
my episodes. Cause doing
do.
this, and I do my own editing. So,
Okay.
and I was like, and then I saw something come across a post for Must have been yesterday.
Okay.
And the like, you know how you do your intro post so they can go to your channel.
Mhm.
Yeah, so I saw it and
Mhm.
I was like in my mind, I said I gotta catch up on my episodes. Girl, I like the stories.
Yes. And then the juicy
Yeah, and
like
they be
measurements on
so
the lesson.
interesting. Your
These
topic be
people do
interesting.
be
The people
interesting
you
because I
have
really
on,
be like,
they
is it real?
they are so engaged. Like they really be engaged in the conversation. Yeah, I have some
Yes.
really good
And that's
guests.
what we need. And that's exactly what we need. Like people who can relate to the topic, anything like that, even down to the no judgment zone when they email us and these situations, and I'd be like, girl, are you serious? But like some people I do know, so I do know that be these situations, and I'd be like, I let them know, I'd be like, well, I'm gonna keep it real because I'm the blunt one, so you be ready
Yeah.
for that advice because I'm gonna keep it real with you. And they be like, yeah, girl, give it real because I need that. So yeah, and that's how it's happened. And thank God, like we're still going strong. We've still been. It's been about 4 months now,
What
and
episode are you on?
we're on 24. We're on 25 next week. Yeah, we're on
It don't
25.
seem like it. I was just looking
I
at like episode three.
know. I
Wow.
know. I know. That's what I said. I was like,
Look, I only do
wow.
one a week.
One a week. That's us. One a week. That's it. But we
Really?
started in July. So
Okay.
yeah, so it's really about to be a whole year, like full circle. Wow. It
Yeah,
did feel like that long.
I took off for January,
Oh, you
but
did?
I mean
Okay.
not January. December. I got. You know how your brain thinking faster than your mouth. I took off December, and then because everybody was doing holiday stuff and
Okay.
this, and it was a little challenging for me to get people on because of that. But now it was like now this month I'm like this person. I can't keep up now, so which is good,
Uh-oh.
which is good.
Uh-oh. Okay.
And
Okay.
so I said now because I was like I need to get at least 4 ahead, so that's how I plan it out.
Okay.
So like you won't air until the week after next.
Got it.
That this one because I have someone and I'm gonna do next week
Got it.
to put
Yeah.
out. So I'm trying to because I do my own, and that's only because I do my own editing. I'm afraid to let somebody edit my stuff right now. I'm like, what if they take out something I really wanted?
You know what? And that's the thing. It's kind of like you are doing your own editing too when you have an editor, because
Mm-hmm.
we have an editor, someone that edit our shows, but literally, like once we finish filming an episode, I have to review the episode. So I literally watch the episode. And like now what we're doing is we're adding in memes and stuff. And I'm like, yo, this remind me of that meme when, and then it'll boom, pop up. So I'm literally telling him at what second when to insert it. So like at 0.22.34 through 0.3, insert this meme. So I'm literally telling him where to put things, what time span, how long to leave it up on the screen, then take it
Wow.
down. So it's like I'm giving him the map and then he actually do it. But
That
you're
seemed
doing
like
it.
harder work.
Oh, because I said I might as well be editing.
All
Like
he doing
let
is
me edit.
following them.
Let me go ahead edit the show if I know how to do all that. So yeah,
Yeah, I
it
taught
is.
myself. I taught it's pretty.
See?
It's actually pretty like it's easy on the phone, but I'm
Uh,
actually gonna get something for the computer. But
okay.
I want to get a new computer for his girl. This thing's so old. This is a Toshiba. They don't even make Toshiba computers no more. My daughter used to call them when she was little. She used to call them computers. So when I get my new computer, I say, "What is it?" She said, "I want to get on the computer, mommy."
Yes, the computer. Yeah. Oh, the kids. Yeah. Oh, that was cute though. That was cute. You should have got that on video. That was cute.
I know I wasn't even thinking, but I just she just thought, and she was so look, she was so like that's the word. She was
Serious.
she was
It was
serious.
so serious. Like, I want to get on the computer. Like, what you looking at me for?
Do you want
Huh?
kids?
I do. I do. I just want to knock it out at one time. Like, just give me twins. I want one, but if, push kind of shove, if I had to end up with two, I would just give me twins because I'm getting old. Girl, my birthday in like a few weeks and I'm getting up there. So
Now
it's like,
you're gonna have to hit you. Are you in a relationship
and
now?
that's I need to get a baby mama. Like, yeah,
Because I was about to say, you and your girlfriend gonna have to find you. You know how you get your donor and
gotta
be like,
find a
"Huh,
donor. You
where the
gotta
twins at in your family?"
put the money
Oh, you got
up.
twins. Oh,
Like,
never mind. I don't need your stuff.
okay. So yeah, you gotta do all of that. And that stuff is time consuming. I was like, I ain't getting any younger. But you
But
know,
do you want to carry?
I
You
want
want
to carry.
to carry?
I definitely do. I'll carry if doctors say that everything is good. Because they say when you get up in age, you be at high risk and all that. But I've never been pregnant before. I've never had no pregnancy scares. I've just never been that girl. And I'm not against, girls that's had that and stuff. Like I've been with men before. I just never had pregnancy scares because, I don't know. My father had put fear in my heart, girl. At 15, he was like, my father, like, he's hood. He's from Compton. And, it's weird just growing up, like being a daughter and growing up with a hood father. So he's just blunt with everything. And he's also an Aquarius. So we're both Aquariuses. I'm February 1st and he's the 15th.
Oh
And
wow.
my brother is
The
the
first and the
16th.
15th, y'all on
It's
the
all three of us. It's my father's the 15th, my brother's the 16th, and I'm the first. But we're all in February. We're all Aquarius. I
oh
don't know. My father just produced kids in
yeah, right.
February, and he just produces Aquariuses. He's an Aquarius. So, girl, I don't know how it happened, but it happened.
All at the same. So all y'all in there celebrating birthdays all at the same time.
Celebrating birthdays at the same time. But to get back to on a story like in high school, one day I come in from after school activity I was in Palms and I get home and he's in the kitchen. He let me talk to you for a minute. So I was like, oh God. I was like, dang, did a teacher call or something? Like, am I in trouble? So I was like, yeah. So he was like, I just want to bring you in here. He was like, are you having sex? And I was like, what? Like, I'm 15. He was like, exactly. He was like, your body is changing. It's getting different. I don't know where all this boobs and all this stuff is coming from. But I know I know these dudes gonna be out here wanting to do it, and you need to strap up. He's like, don't you let no, he was, of course, Jude's other hood words, but he was like, don't you let no dude touch you without strapping up. So I'm like, no, like this. I was like, I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not having relations. And
Not
then
having relations.
he made me sign a whole oath. Like he wrote out this oath, and it was like, I, Taj Mika, will not allow any boys to put their hands on me without strapping up. And then I had to sign it, and then he signed it, and then he gave me my first pack of condoms. But they just got stale. Like I didn't use them because I wasn't having sex. But when I turned 16, that's when I did actually have sex, but I didn't tell him. And the way he found out, I mean, when he met the guy, like he knew who I was dating. We went out to eat and my father invited him, so so he can meet him and all that. So that was pretty much that. He was like, okay, he's a decent guy, I like him and all that. But yeah, my father didn't know that when I had turned 16 that I busted wide open. And then I held on, like I held on to that little secret, for a while. And then we went to my doctor's appointment because I wasn't of age. My dad had to go with me. So it was like the first gynecologist appointment, all that. So we're filling out the paperwork because it's a new doctor's office. So he got to fill out everything. So he's like, here, help me fill out something, like do something with yourself. So I start filling out the ones where it tell you to check the yes or no, like, do you have disease? Do you this? Do you that? Yes or no, blah, blah, blah. So I flip the page and there's the question. Have you had sex or have you had intercourse? So I flipped the page back, but I didn't know he was watching me. So he was like, why you flip the page back so fast? And I was like, because I thought I missed something on here. He's like, you ain't missed nothing. He's like, turn that page over. So I was like, oh my God. So I turned it over and then he saw what the question was. So he said, oh, all right. All right. So he's sitting there looking at me like that. And I'm like, why are you looking at me? Go ahead, fill out the correct question there. He was like, don't lie because they're going to find out.
Mm-hmm. Lord Hyman all broken up and gone.
Girl,
Crumbled
so
up.
my heart rate is up. I'm with the pen in my hand, and I have the pen on no, and I'm like my brain is rushing, and then I just keep hearing him say they gonna find out. They gonna find out. So I was like, damn, do I just lie right now? He's like, they gonna find out. So I checked the yes, and he said, what? What? I was like, oh my God, like so awkward. And we're in the doctor's office. So he got up quietly and went outside. And I'm panicking because I was like, oh my God, did he just leave me here? Like he might ride home.
He abandoned you.
I'm gonna get home. Uber wasn't out yet. Like it was I'm gonna get home. So then I go, after I give the people the form or whatever, I go peek out and look at he outside smoking a cigarette. Get stuff
You done
together.
stressed him out.
Got it. Stressed them out. I stressed them out. So I went to the back. They, make you take your clothes off, all of that stuff. And then what saved me was when I was taking my clothes off and then realized, boom, my period had came. So the doctor was like, oh, well, we can't do nothing right now with you, like, not like that. So we'll have to reschedule the appointment. So I was so mad because I was like, damn, I just told him my secret. I gotta go home with him, and we still didn't get what we came here to get done, and we still gotta make another appointment. So the lady was like, "Okay, well, you can get dressed. I'm gonna bring." No, she was like, "I'm gonna talk to you by yourself, and then I'll talk to your dad or whatever." So I'm like, "Okay." So I'm dressed and I'm sitting in the room, and I my father comes in there, and I was like, "Why he in here?" So then she brings him in, and she was like, "Okay, I'm gonna be right back." And I was like, "Oh, that was the setup. Like, why would she put him in here with me after him finding that out?" So we sitting in there. It's quiet. Like you can hear a pin drop. It's so quiet, and I'm just like, like not trying to make eye contact or anything. So he was like, "So when this happened?" And I was like, 3 months ago. He was like, 3 months ago? He's like, so you was busting it open 3 months ago? I was like, oh my God. Like, I was like, well, I signed the oath and I made him strap up like you said. And he was like, I guess it was too real for him. Like, he's like, I mean, I gave you the speech, but dang. He was like, I'm thinking maybe when you turn 18, 20, like not the next year. So
Right.
I was like, Dad, I got curious, it got
Like,
real. And he
look,
was
you
like,
brought it up.
exactly. And he was like, who was it with? And then I told him who it was with. And then he was like, okay, because I did. He's cool. I met him and stuff. But he was over it. He was like, girl, get your shit. Let's go. Like, get up out of here. So that's how he found out. So it's kind of hard being raised by a father, like literally being a single dad. And he's so hood. So it was funny, but I mean, he knew, he found out, and that's how he found out. It wasn't, I didn't want to tell him. I don't know. It's hard to tell your parents stuff like that unless you cool, like you have that rapport with your parents. So like your kids, they might have that rapport with you where they can come to you and be like, "Ma, what you think about this person?" Or "What you think about this?" Or "Ma, I'm thinking about doing this, and this." But everybody don't have that. So I don't know. So I just be
Mm,
thinking like, I wonder if you have that rapport with your kids. Like if your kids will come to you and tell you anything like, or like with your son, oh my, it's this girl I like, I'm thinking about doing X, Y, and Z. Or if your daughter come to you and be like, Mom, there's this guy I like, and he's being real persistent, but I don't think I'm ready for that. Like, I want, do they come to you and talk to you about these things? Like, are they that close to you? Because there's some kids who don't feel
yes.
comfortable talking to their parents about that,
I
you
made it
know?
so. I made it that way. I made it. I didn't want my mama claimed she gave me this speech. She saw some billboard and some girl was pregnant and she was like, "Don't do that." I'm like, "Mom, that's not a speech." But
That was her
I was
speech.
that was her speech. I was
Okay.
not aware. No one ever really explained to her. So I figured maybe she didn't really know how to explain to me. But when it came down to my
Okay.
children, I made sure that they knew. And I always made it
You broke
so
the
my children
cycle.
came to me first for anything. Even when my
Okay.
son liked the girl, he'd be like, "Oh, I like this girl," and even his little first heartbreak, I was like, "Boy, suck that up because believe me, you're gonna have
A lot more
you're
of
in high
those.
school, you're gonna find another girl." And now he's happily married, and he has
See?
I got 4 grandchildren, so I'm like,
Is that
see,
collectively or just him? He has the 4 kids.
he has two. It's 2 moms, and each of them have two apiece.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so you just got your little
So
family
yeah, I was
growing.
like, yeah. And I tell my daughter the same thing. And because whenever she was interested in a boy in high school,
Hmm.
and I would tell her, I would say, look, how many girlfriends has this boy had since you've known him in school? How many girls around that school walking around pregnant?
Hmm.
How many? What is this? What is he like? This is that and the other. So I'll ask her some months later. I'll say, what happened to the little boy you was interested in? She'll be like, oh, mom, he was immature. He was this. Because I told her, I was like, you really not going to find you somebody. You're not, rarely,
Hmm.
rarely you find your sweetheart in high school.
That is so true.
So she found her good friend, like the guy she went to prom with,
Okay.
they tried to date outside of school, and now they're just the best of friends.
And that's how it
So,
be sometimes. Like sometimes you
mm-hmm,
find great friendships, but you're right. It's really rare that you'll end up with your high school sweetheart like for the rest of your life.
mm-hmm,
And you wanna know how rare that is? Out of my big family, out of my mom and my dad's side, I only have one set, which is an uncle and an aunt. She was married into the family, but I don't really consider her married to the family. Like that's my aunt. They were
mm-hmm.
high school sweethearts, and they're still married to this day. So it's been
Aw,
well over like 40 something years. Yes, yeah, approaching 40 some years because I'm about to be 38. So definitely before my whole life existed, they were already together. So yeah, 40 something years, and they still going strong. And it's like the
nice,
only one that I know of in my family that was high school sweethearts, and they're still together. So you're right, it's rare, very rare,
mm-hmm.
extremely rare. Why
Extremely
can't I
rare,
be that one? I ain't
right?
just find my little sweetheart so I could grow old with her, so we could be old ladies together.
In the rocking chair.
Okay, exactly. Like come rub my feet, come put this Bengay on me, baby. Yes, but that's okay though. My day is gonna come, so I'm gonna speak it into existence. Just be expecting your invite to my wedding, because you're gonna be going to a gay wedding. Yes, your
That's
invite.
girl. Ain't nothing wrong with that. You
Yes,
too.
yes. So yes, it's definitely better to wait. Like when life will never be the same, but it won't always be this. So I
Right.
think yeah, like
It's gonna get better. It's just gonna take time.
it is. It's
It's
definitely
just
gonna take time.
the Spanish flu took almost 3 years to chill out, and
Hmm.
it's the
Mm, mm, mm,
so
mm.
we got some time. It's gonna be here. Like for my birthday, I went out. I rarely go outside. If I do, it's to the stores. It's because I have something to do.
Yeah.
And so my daughter had taken me out for my birthday, and the guy is like, be careful out there. It's COVID out there. This is that and the other, and you going out, whatever. So I had to tell him, I was like, thank you for your concern, but COVID is in Walmart, the grocery store, Target, like Walmart
It's
is, I mean,
everywhere.
Walmart. COVID is everywhere. So me going to a restaurant and we sat close to no one. Like literally no one was in our section.
Okay.
So all we came in contact with was the few people we passed to go to the bathroom with our mask on and the server. That was
Mm-hmm.
it. And the person at the front, I think the whole time I probably came in contact with like 6 people and I had my mask on. But this person works in a place where he comes in contact with hundreds of people a day. So
Mm.
for me, I can. So I mean, I had to tell him, I'm like, look, thanks for being concerned, but COVID is everywhere, and I said it was my birthday weekend, and I was going to go out. Like,
As you should.
because it's COVID, people think you're supposed to stop living your life. Now, I'm not going to get on a plane and travel to different countries, and I'm not there yet. Like, maybe in a year or so, I'll be ready to do that kind of stuff. But it's like people still going to these high risk areas, and my sister works for the New York COVID hotline.
Oh,
You would not believe that
oh.
number is off the chain.
No,
She works from
I
home, so
believe it.
all I hear is, "Thank you for calling New York Cover Hotline. Thank you for calling New York Cover." She by the time she hang up the phone, another one's coming through. Like, I
And
don't hear the
oh,
conversations that she said, but I can, because you have to be loud on your introduction, but
yeah,
I hear it. So it's
it never
like,
stops. It never stops. I
mm,
believe it. I believe it. But I'm with you on that. I'm not ready to travel, like jump on the plane and be out yet. Like I said, the most I've traveled and that I've been doing is home to Maryland, and I've been taking the train instead of the bus. 'Cause normally I would take a little Chinese bus because it's cheap, but it seems like the trains are now more cheaper than the buses, and the train gets me there a whole hour like less than taking a bus. I guess because there's really no traffic. You're not on the road to be
mm-hmm.
any accidents or nothing like that. So I was like, oh yeah, I like this. Like this is supposed to be my little plane on the ground. So I've been
Right.
taking yeah, been taking those, the Amtrak and stuff like that. But and even with that, I'd be nervous. Like I have this sanitizer spray my little friend gave to me where you spray it in the air, whatever. So I do that. Then I wipe down both seats that I'm about to sit in. And people be looking at me and I'm like, what you looking at? Like you should be doing the
Right. You
same
should be
thing.
doing
One lady, yeah, one
exactly.
lady, I looking, I was like, you want to wipe? And she was like, oh no, no. I was like, yeah, because you all over here. Like you want when you sure? You sure? Oh,
You
do you
all
want
in
some
my
hand
business.
sanitizer? Like I got that too, mama. You need an extra mask? So like so yeah, like I just want to be
Why
as
people
cautious as
think
I
like that
possibly
is
can.
something that's odd? Like, this the norm right
We've been
now.
doing it for over a year. That's what I'm saying. Why is it so odd? It's I don't get it. I don't get it. But whatever. But I'm gonna take care of myself. And I've had two COVID tests since, which both came back not detected. And I was like, I'm trying to keep it that way. And now
Right.
knowing that the more contagious strand that made it to New York now, I'm just
Oh,
like, y'all need to
really?
sit down. Yes, like sit down. But I
Yeah,
get
because
it.
people
People
don't.
are really antsy, like being stuck in a house. You used to going out doing things. You can't even travel like you want. So I get it. It's now starting to really get to people. It's
That
affecting
cabin
people
fever.
mental. Yes, yes. Like it's affecting people mental stability. There's some people who like needs that physical attention. They can't be around like people right now, and it's like, oh, I'm lonely, like especially people who's single, you know what I'm saying, they don't have nobody they can go cuddle up with, so they're
Mm,
constantly hearing married couples complain about, oh god, I wish he'd go somewhere, or I'm sick of her, or this, that, and the other. But then they're like, okay girl, but like I'm whole single sleeping alone, like at least you have someone to cuddle with, like stop complaining and shut up. So it's like,
those people that already don't like their spouse or their girlfriends, they already didn't like you before COVID. Now it's worse.
this is true. This is true. So, but as a far for me, I'm not gonna lie. Like at the beginning, I was like, oh, I am loving this. Like work from home, get off and roll over to my bed, because it just cut out the whole commute. And by me having to take the train and stuff, like it gets pricey. Like it's very pricey. If I do the math, like for a year, I be wanting to cry, like how much money I'm putting out on transportation alone. So I was like, oh, to take this train, like that just made me so happy. I get up, I'll put on something real quick, roll over, go to my computer. So I've been loving the whole work from home. And actually, I've even been getting like compliments. They're like, Nicole, you just get so much done. Yeah, I go by Nicole at work because I feel
Okay.
like it's easy. That's my middle name. So I feel like it's easier I'm just so used to everybody messing up my first name, like all my life, even through school, even when I was little. So I was like, I'm not trying to have this in the workplace. So I'm gonna give it to
Right.
y'all real simple, Nicole. That's it. That's it. Period. So that's what we go by at work. But it's like I don't know. I'm loving it. It was like you doing so good. Like you be focused, you everything, and that's why I'm like pitching to my manager. Like even if y'all do decide to go back to the office, I want to work remote. Like I want to be a remote worker, and because my whole plan is like I'm trying to move back home. Like I've been in New York, like I said, since forever. I graduated 2006. It's 2021, so I've
Hmm.
been here forever, and I'm just like I don't know. I'm just ready to take it to the next phase. And I feel like being out here, I can't do that because of the economy and because how expensive it is out here, proposed to like moving further or moving a little bit down south where it's cheaper, but then I still rather have a remote job. So I figure like if you let me move, to another state, but still work remote, I can still do the same work that I'm doing from home. I'll literally just be in a different state. So
You can do
I'm
Zoom
trying to pitch
meetings.
that. Yeah, I'm trying to pitch that over there to them. So that's why I be out here crossing my T's, dotting my I's, because they know they have a good worker. Like they know for a fact, like if she knows too much, like we need her right now. And I think honestly
Right.
that's probably like the main reason why I've still been working through the pandemic, because even though I'm a customer care coordinator, I also do manager stuff. So I'm running reports. I'm doing stuff that's not in my job description. So it kind of helps my manager
They
take
need
a
to
little
make it
more
your job
workload,
description.
or they need to go ahead and give me a raise. I'll keep
Yep.
the same
That's what I'm
description if y'all
saying.
need to
Give
give
that
me a
money.
raise. Because at some point, my title did change. Like my first year there, I got promoted. So then I was the lead of the team. So it's basically like a little under the supervisor, but you're the lead of everyone else. So basically they come to you. And if it's something that you can't handle or you can't address and you need to escalate it, then you take it to the manager, basically. So that's what it was. And then we ended up getting a new chief executive, and he came in and changed up everything. Like he changed everything, even down to the job titles. And that started like some people, I mean, I get it, some people didn't care about it, and then others was like, no, you're not going to do that. So his thing was, everybody is going to be a customer care coordinator. I don't care what level you are. I don't care if you just started. I don't care if you've been here 10,000 years and you're a manager type of situation. If you're not a manager, then you're a customer care coordinator. So
Like a
people,
department manager or something like that.
they did, it wasn't we were all under the same umbrella. So that was the pushback, because some of us on a team, like for example, there was a girl who was there. She's been with the company 7 years. She was doing project manager stuff as well as coordinating. She actually got certified in project management. She took the course, she passed it, she was able to get the letters behind her name. So she was certified in project
Hmm.
management. So she felt some type of way because she's like, I've worked so hard to get to at least this lead position that's leading me up to supervisor and management. And you're not going to take that away from me. She's like, basically, everyone else on the team, I'm going to carry the same job title as them, but I'm doing way more than them. And I was like, I get it. Like, I get that. But his whole thing was, y'all make it confusing. So when I want to go to one department, I need to know who are the customer care people, regardless if you are management or not. You guys are all customer care. So he wasn't biting on that. And she was like, okay. So, she went along with the flow for about, I'm gonna honestly say like 2 weeks. And next thing you know, she hit them with so this is my 2 weeks. Yes, I will be leaving you guys. And I was offered a project manager position. So yeah, and I was like, okay, girl, okay. So yeah,
Right.
it was a lot. It was definitely a lot. They changed our title. So basically, that's like you and I. Let's say you and I work at a fast food restaurant, right? We're both cashiers at the window, right? let's say you just work the window. Let's say I work the window, plus I go handle any issues in the front. A customer comes back and like, oh, this is not right. Oh, I need you to fix this ASAP. Like I'm an act in manager because the manager is clearly not on the floor and not there. So I'm acting in to fix the issue or whatever. So clearly I'm doing more than what you do, but we still have the same job title. So
Right.
she felt that wasn't fair. And we don't have the same pay rate. So let's say I'm making a little more than you, but we still have the same job title. So, girl, it was a lot. It was a lot. I was like, long as y'all just let
Long
me
as they
work
ain't touch your
remote.
money.
No, they ain't touched my money in that. No, we was gonna fight. We was gonna fight. I was like, no, y'all not touching my coins. Y'all already offered me the lead money that I was getting when I was a lead. So I don't care. Y'all can change the title the job title all y'all want. Don't touch my pay. And it was like, yeah, we can't back pay. Yeah, y'all can't back anything. So yeah, they ain't touched that pay because we would have had a
Can't give me my
problem.
money.
We would have had a problem and suing them. Listen, girl, you'd have seen me on Judge Mathis. I was watching
Look,
him today. He is funny.
he
Like, oh
is
my God.
hilarious. He cracks me up with his sarcastic self.
Yes, he is funny, but I like him. Did you have anything else for me? That pretty much covered
No, I loved it,
everything
girl.
I
You
had for
just
you, girl.
flowed on with it. I love it. I truly, truly, truly thank you for taking the time out to be on here
Of
with me.
course. Of course. Thank you so much for having me. I
It was a
appreciate it.
pleasure
I really
having
do. It
you.
was fun. You a key.
Thank
Enjoy your
you.
night. Okay.
All right, you too.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for watching another episode of Perfecting My 360. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and share. Be sure to hit that notification button for more videos of my amazing guests.